Hello, good evening, guys. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you all to this live stream session. Um, as you as you can already, as you have already seen, I'm really struggling with internet. I'm really struggling with internet. Network is very bad today. MTN has been MTN has been stressing me since morning, but I'll just try to see how to, you know. So please, if you are on and you can hear me, you can just leave. But I'll just try to see out. If you are on and you can hear me, you can just quickly leave a comment, maybe with your name and where you are joining from. Just your name and where you are joining from. And then so that we can wait for others to join. Thank you very much. I'll try to mute my audio now so that we can wait for the rest of the class to join us. Thank you very much, guys. So I'll just be starting. Please, if you are just joining us, I want to officially welcome us to today's class. Last week, on Sunday, 3 days back or so, on Sunday, we went through what I will be going through today. We already went through it on Sunday. But because I couldn't get it on recording, no, I got it on recording actually, but the file was very large. So we are going to do a quick summary of what we did that day, so that you can always come back to YouTube to watch it and practice, right? So that day we looked at a lot of things, of which we looked at a lot of things. We explained particular things, a lot of times. So I don't think I'll be doing that again. I believe by now we all should. That day we looked at a lot of things. I believe by now we all should know the difference between an application and a website. So I won't be going through that today. The network is just poor. If you just click on and you can hear me, just leave a comment so that I can continue. But the network is very poor. So today we'll be going directly into Figma. I explained what Figma is the last time. Figma is a software that is used to create application design. So UI, UX, Figma is that particular software. Of course, we can create UI design. UI design using even CorelDRAW. Some people even create UI design using applications like even Microsoft Word, as in PowerPoint. That's PowerPoint, sorry. So, but of course, those softwares are not. They have their own basic functionalities that are not tailored for creating user interface and user experience designs, right? So we'll be looking at Figma. Figma is solely created for this purpose. So the last time, this is actually my Figma interface. The last time we tried to set up, I'll still log out. I'll try to do that again. This internet is very bad today. I just hope we don't really struggle. So I want to actually create a new fresh Figma account, because 50% of what we'll be doing in this class is with this Figma, so that we can learn how to set it up, right? So creating a Figma account is just very, in fact, let me directly go to the Figma page. So going to the Figma website, just go figma.com. Maybe I'll drop the link on the page. Okay, I think I'll do that. I'll drop the link on the page. Somebody should remind me. Figma.com. You click on the link, but you can just, FIGMA. FIGMA, just easily see. It will just easily take you to. Okay, Zubi said I should turn off the background music. Okay, let me just try to lower it. So Zubi, how is it now? If it is okay, you just let me know that it is okay. So just take your PC now. Since the network is really, I hope by our next class network is better. So but today we are going to stay together and make sure we set it up properly. Don't please. You can see that you have joined us. Welcome. Okay, thank you, Zubi. you just take your PC now and go to figma.com so that we can set it up together. Go to figma.com, figma.com. It's going to take you to this platform, to this interface, and then you can go ahead and read, but because you already have me, you don't need to read because I've read. So you can just go ahead and click on get started for free. You can see the pricing, but I already showed us the pricing before for almost everything you'll be doing. In fact, as a freelance designer, you might even never need, of course, when you get to very advanced, where you start collaborating with other designers to create massive projects and stuff, then you can need paid version. But for the core functionalities of Figma, you don't need to pay, right? So you can just create the account and you select an email address, your email address, of course. Let's just hope it works today. Let me just enter my password. So you just click on create account. Let's hope it works today. So this is just the process. You go to the Figma, what's it called? The Figma website. You go to get started now, and then you so basically you just wait for it to load. Okay, Daniel Esther. So if you notice, it just notified me that Figma has created my account, and then it has sent me an email. So the same thing, it will also send you an email. I just got the email on my phone. So let me quickly, I think I should I show us how, it's a normal thing, you go to the email and then you just open the mail and you click on the link. So what it's just doing is just to, what's it called? It's just to verify that you are the owner of that Gmail you are using to sign in. Right, so you just go to that Gmail account. Okay, let me just put that on the screen. Let me quickly just put that. Okay, it's already on the screen. Sorry about it. It's already on the screen. So let's just be patient. Today network has been very bad for almost 2 days. I've even been struggling with my own personal work, so we'll be very patient to wait for everything to load, because there's nothing else I can do. I've tried different MiFi, Airtel, it's not working. This MTN is still not working, so there's nothing I can do. Let's just be patient with it to load. Or I could try to see if I can get it on my phone, but I wanted us to see the procedure. If I can get it on my phone, I won't be able to show us that, but it's just to verify. I can just get it and click and verify, and then we'll proceed to log in. Oh my god, this is what I've been struggling with this morning. Let me just see if I can get it on my phone. If I can just do the verification on my phone. Okay. Oh, it's already loaded. But it's just a straightforward. Yeah, you just get it. Okay, it logged me into a different email address. I mean, into a different email account. So let me get the proper email account, because I signed in with this Alex Onyeka document. You know, that's just an email address I use for my personal documents. So, but for the sake of this tutorial, I will just use that email address to create this account. So please, last time, though now I'm going to try to be mindful of the comment section, right? last time I realized that some messages were on, you guys left some messages on the chat, but I couldn't see it because I was focused on teaching. So before I saw it was after the class. So if there's any question, any information you want to pass, probably. Thank you very much, Zubi, for complaining about the audio. That's really encouraging to me, knowing that you are currently listening and then you're also being interactive. If there's anything like that, quickly leave it on the comment section. Then if I happen not to see it, you can also go to my DM on WhatsApp and message me. Obviously that one I'll get a notification and then I'll see it. But this comment here I won't get a notification. So if I'm carried away with what I'm preaching, I might miss it. So let's just try to communicate as much as we can. Oh my god, it is taking long. Should I just get this on my phone? I should just get it on my phone. It's just a simple process. You click on the email, you see just a simple process. Verify email. You click on verify and then it just takes you back to the Figma account. So I already clicked on it. So it's just a simple process. So if you take you back to Figma, it's going to require you enter your password, right? So you just enter that same password you used to create the account, and then so I'm already doing the process on my phone, right? But you can just follow up. It's the same thing. When you click on that email address, or you can open the email address on a new web browser, go to that email address you used to open an account, and then you will see the mail that was sent to you by Figma. You click on the mail, you will see what's it called? Verify email address. When you click on the verify email address, it will take you to Figma's. It will take you to Figma's. It will take you to Figma's website and require for you to log in again. So I've already done that. I've already logged in. Now it's asking for me to set up my account. It's going to ask for my name, right? I should enter my name because let's not forget that the only thing I've given to Figma so far is my email address, right? So I've not given Figma my name. If you notice, I just came back, I refreshed my page. It has already recognized that I have verified that email. Because I verified the email on my phone, it recognized that I have verified the email, but I have not started setting up my account. So it's going to require for me to set up my account. I'll just enter my name. Alex Onyeka is my name. You can enter your name. Whatever your name is, Zubi, you can enter Zubi. Dumblis, you can enter Dumblis. Whatever your name is. So me, I just entered Alex Onyeka here. And then I'll click on continue. How do you plan to use Figma? These are just simple questions. Personal project, work, school, learning design, something else. For now, you can put learning design or personal project, whichever one, but I think put learning design when it's time for you to start using it to work, right? You can then create a new account, but for now, put learning design. So you can put learning design, click on next. Which role best describe you? If you are multi-talented, you can pick. Let me see if I can zoom in so that we can see. But I think we can see it now. Please let us, if we can see it, just let me know. So which role best describe you? Using it to learn, you can choose whatever you want to choose. I think we should just choose design, right? You can just choose design. Or you can as well choose order, since we are just using it to learn. And then proceed. So will anyone else be joining you? So if you want to create a team, right, of other designers, you can add their email address here. But we are learning, we are strictly learning. Maybe much later after we have learned, we can decide to work on a project. I will add some of you to the project and we can all design together. But for now, we're just strictly learning, right? So we did this, we just keep it. Okay, welcome, Emmanuel Chigozie. And then, have you used Figma before? Me, I will choose yes many times or yes a few times, but let's say no is not, because we all are trying to. This is a learning session, we all are learning. So click on, these are just simple question and answer. So just, and then these are for the price. I mean, what's this thing even called? The packages that they have, free, professional, organization. Look at the cost. Let me try to zoom in. Let's see the cost. Look at the cost. So look at the cost you have for the professional. This is just the cost. So but for now we don't need all this because 3 files to work is enough for us to learn, right? And then basic design. The basic design is actually their entire. Figma is a very generous platform, and I really appreciate that. And then you create different files inside, so it's very much enough for us. So we'll just select our startup now and then proceed. Let me try to zoom out because this is very big. So what would you like to do first? Of course, design, right? But we want to navigate to the dashboard and still see everything. When we select one of these, what it will show us on the dashboard is going to be tailored to what we selected. So we don't want to see everything from the dashboard. That's when we will now select whichever one we want to use, right? So click skip. So we are now on the dashboard. You edit the profile picture. You can change your email address. That row we set that time, we say design, you can change it, but all these things are not. You can just go ahead and play with all these things. All these are English, right? You can just play with all these things. Read and do. They're all English. I won't really spend my time. I already explained all of that the last time. And then if you want to get the desktop app, I prefer working with this web version, right? I explained the difference between a desktop app and a web app. A web app is an application you access from the web browser. A desktop application is an application you download on your local PC. They can have exactly the same functionality, but probably maybe just like myself, I prefer accessing it from the web browser. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference. Maybe, I'm sure the reason is because most of the times when I'm designing, I like to work with other resources. We are still going to see some other resources like Adobe. I created this adobe.color, color.adobe.com, yes, colors.adobe.com, right? I think I got that right. No, I didn't get it. I think it's, anyway, let me just, Adobe Colors. So it's going to show us, okay, it's color, not colors, color.adobe.com. So this website now, I use it to get, good color mixtures, color combination, different color, in color chemistry now you have primary, secondary, tertiary, all that. You pick a single primary color and then you check for different shades and the rest. So we'll learn how to do all that subsequently. So, but I believe maybe the reason I prefer using this web version is because I can easily reference. There are a lot of other sites. There's even the site you can use to check for country. So and then you can create a community profile. For now, we don't need that. Much later we'll do that, but for now we don't need that. And then you can log out. Right. So basically, I already explained this since the last time. So this is just like a summary. I'll go through the most important things. So if you want to create a design, you can just click on this new design. We're going to create a design, but we won't do that for now. All these buttons, this is to create a button to draw, just creative drawing. You can even create what's it called? A rough sketch prototype here, right? you can do that, or we can also still do that here. So this is actually our main package. This is actually their main package. So this is to create like all those PowerPoint presentations and the rest, right? But we are not here for PowerPoint. If we need PowerPoint, we go to Microsoft PowerPoint. I wonder why they haven't added it, right? So this is actually what we'll be working with. These are all just files that they just added for us, just for free, so that we can just click and start editing. But we'll not be working with it because we are going to start from scratch. So for this other part, you can add draft. Now the draft is any new. Look at all this. Let me delete this. Any new project you created. We don't need it. We are going to create everything. So any new project you created that you have not added to a project folder is going to appear on the draft. Let me come again. Any new project you created that you have not manually added to a project folder is going to appear on the draft. So this is your project folder. Now this project folder, okay, this is now the automatically added each for you on your project folder. This is that project folder I was talking about. For you to create more than one project folder, you have to, upgrade to their premium plan. But we don't need more than one folder because we can create as many. Just with this single project folder, we can. I can rename it folder. So it's the main project folder because this is the folder that will contain your entire application. Your entire project. So every project you create, you can add it to this project folder. Let me delete this file because for free, projects for free. Like now I don't really want to go into this so that I don't corrupt us. Sometimes if you teach people the easier way to do things, they will not want to go through the process of learning things the hard way. So but just know that this community is where some free resources you want to use. Sometimes they are necessary, right? Sometimes you want to design an application that every application needs a header, need maybe a bottom navigation bar and all that, right? So some of these things you can decide to start creating it from scratch, but it's just a generic thing that every application must have. So some of those things, even me, I do it sometimes. I just come, I look for, you'll see some even icon like this, actually a calendar. So in case you don't want to go through the stress of creating a calendar, you can just get it from here, customize it and add it to your application, right? So some utility components that that you need, but it's not something that is custom to your application design. When I say custom to your application design, I mean something that every application design, when you look at every application design, there are things that is only the application design has, but there's other things that every application must have, like things like that icon. Every application must have a home icon. Facebook has it, YouTube has it, Instagram has it. Every application must have it. So you can decide to design your own, right? But you can decide to also get it from this library because it's just there. Why go through the stress of creating yours? You understand? So this is what this community is for. A lot of design, pre-created design that you can easily just use. So let's actually go back to this our dashboard. So now you can create a new application a new project by just clicking on this new design. Oh my god. I'm feeling somehow knowing that Zubi, I'm really feeling bad about that too, but there's really nothing I can do. I've really tried to. But please, at least hope we can. Please, any of us that can just respond can easily just quickly respond. Hope at least we can follow up. Please, let's just comment.
So today we'll be going directly into Figma. I explained what Figma is last time. Figma is a software that is used to create application design. to UI, UX, different stuff.
So we're just waiting for this to load.
Really bad about that.
Oh my god.
I'm really trying to. But please, at least hope we can. Please, any of us that can.
So while we're waiting for the project to load, we can as well try to shake our head and enjoy the groove of the music. There's really nothing I can do about this problem with this for 2 days. So just have to endure.
You know who made it.
So please, I think we should just use this session to ask questions on the comment section while we're waiting for this project to load. While we're waiting for the project to load, we should ask questions. We should also use it to try to set up our own, because so far, okay, yeah, it has loaded. Thank God. It has loaded, so we can proceed. It is just trying to give us prompts on, trying to tell us that, okay, it's Figma, what do you want to do? If I should select any of this, it's going to, help me create some templates and all. But I won't do all that because we want to, go down and create everything from ground level, right? So, this is our left panel. This is the base canvas. You can call it center, you can call it base canvas, some people call it infinity canvas. We'll still get to find out the reason why it's called that. Infinity canvas is actually funny. That's just a derived name, right? But we'll still get to find out why it's called infinity canvas. Sorry about the video quality. I had to drop it very, very low so that it can accommodate, or so that the network can accommodate it, because if I should take it up, it's not even going to work. So I have to drop it very low so that, because the network is very poor. So this left side panel, this project now that we have, we just created the project. I'm supposed to navigate so that we can see the project outside, but I'm scared because if I navigate out to the dashboard, navigating back, the network might not, So let's just try to work with what we already have here. So the project we created, because it's a fresh project, it doesn't have a name yet, right? So this is actually, it is called untitled. So every project that has not been given a name, Figma automatically names it untitled, right? So we can decide to name it from here. We can decide to name it from outside, that is from the dashboard. But let's just proceed and name it from here so that we don't go to the dashboard. So I could call it first project. You can call it whatever you want to call it, first project, right? So if you notice on this bar here, it has updated the name, first project. Even on the, what's it called, on the URL here, it has also updated the name to first project. Let me see if I can zoom in to see. No, not that. Let me see if I can zoom in. No, not that. It's still not working. Well, I shouldn't even expect it to work. So I wanted us to see, the name of the project we just named on this tab here, and then on the URL. But if you can see it, then you will just see it. If you can see it on your phone, you will just see it. But there's no way I can get us to see it. So well, there's a way, Sha. But is it that important? So look, this is it here. There's actually a way, but it's not very important. It's just going to distort the layout. So this is it here. Because we called the project first project, it has automatically reflected it here and also reflected it on the URL. So the name of your project, how to identify it. Even if you should go to another tab, you can always identify it from this. So let me take it back to the way it was. This network today really just affected my flow. So we just renamed our project, and then we haven't got to the level we need to export a project, but if we need that, we can do that from here. You can, we are not working with this now. You can create a branch, but we're also not working with that. That's when you want to start collaborating with other designers. And then actually, let me just explain what a branch is. A branch is you are still working on the application network. Huh? No, people are watching. People are going and coming. Network is fine. So a branch is when you are still collaborating. So as I was saying, sorry for that distraction. A branch is you are working currently, but there are some features you want to test out, but you don't want that features to obstruct or to affect the current work that you have worked, right? So what you can do is to create a new branch, start working on those features, and when you are done, if the features are what you want to add to your current branch, you add it. But if it is not what you want to add to your current branch, you just discard it, right? So that's basically what a branch is. But for now, we don't need it at all. For now, we don't need it. So for now, though, we don't need it because we are just trying to test run and stuff. Color profile, just leave it the way it is. You can duplicate the project, you can rename the project, you can move the file from that that main project folder to a different folder, and you can do that. Okay, Zubi, you said how did we get to this point? Okay, let me see if I can quickly take a step back. Taking a step back means going out of this space. So, well, Zubi, you can just record the video. That's the beauty of YouTube. You can record the video, quickly look at it, and then quickly join us. So just record the video, look at it. When you finish setting up your profile, you get to the dashboard. You are going to see those buttons. One, create new profile. Create new project file. Oh, I've forgotten the name. The other, fix jam and the rest. So just create a new profile. You will see where I click. You click on it. It's going to create project file, and then it will bring you to this page. So, and then the good thing also, you can always go back to watch the video even after the class. So, but let's just try to follow up, and let's try to follow up, because I won't repeat this class again. Hopefully, by God's grace, by our next class, the network will be very good. We can then actually proceed, because basically what we did on our last class is the same thing I'm going to do today again. So, you can move file, you can delete the file. So moving the file now means moving it from that your main project folder to a different project folder. But we don't have any other project folder, so of course we are not moving the file. And then this left panel, this is where you can see your different pages. I explained what a page is. A page is just this canvas here, just this canvas. So this canvas, let me just quickly add something. I can add this. Obviously, Zubi, maybe the confusion there is because, okay, you said okay. And maybe the confusion there is this your page will be white. Of course, it will be on light mode. Me, I personally, because I love dark mode, I changed mine to dark mode. Even this base canvas, if you want to change the color of the base canvas, come to this right panel, you select white or you select blue, whatever you want it to be. For me, I prefer black, so I came and I said not totally black, but gray. So I selected that gray, right? So that's why it's looking this way. So let's say you have this frame on this particular page. You can create as many. Now, this is another reason why it's called infinite canvas, because it can be as big as you want. That frame now that I created, I can make it as big and zoom out, and make it as big and zoom out. So I can create it and make it as big as I want. You understand? So that's why it's called infinite, because it can get to any point. I can take it to the left of the page and keep going left. Or no, actually I'm going right. I can keep going and keep going. So that's why it's called infinite canvas. So it's a page. If I should create another page, now that page, every other design I made on this previous page, obviously it's not going to be on this new page because it's a different page. So I can start creating new things here. If I go back on this page, what I have on this page is still there. So that's just the beauty of creating different pages. So you could decide on your design, you want to create maybe the home page and all its components on this page one. You can rename it. When you double click, it will give you the option to rename, or you can right click and then click on rename, and then you say maybe this one, you say home page, you name it to home page, right? And then maybe all the components of home page, all the text to be on this page. And when you want to create maybe about us page, you click about us page, or maybe just about, whatever you want to name it, and then you start adding its own files, right? So whatever is here will not bother whatever is here. That's the beauty of page. Another way, that's why I explained the last time, you can also create maybe the entire application on one page, and that page will be for the desktop, as in for the desktop view of that application. So on the next page, you create for the tablet view. On the next page, you create for the mobile view. You know, these different platforms have different structures, right? So you can decide to create for different pages for different structures, right? So you don't over cluster a single page. So that's just the idea of the page. And then each page has its own layer. So these files you have on the page, or this component, like here now I just created one frame. Now that frame now is on a layer. So let's say I want to create a square on this frame. Now on the layer section we have a frame, which is this main frame, and then we have a rectangle inside the main frame. Let's say I want to create another rectangle outside. Now this rectangle is outside this frame. If I should hide the frame, look at that button and click it, a button for I. We will say go through all this. Now I hid it. Everything inside is hidden. This rectangle, because it is not inside this frame, it is still visible, right? So I can then unhide it, and then inside the rectangle inside I can still individually hide that one too, right? So that is what layers are. It's going to arrange every shape, every text, every component you have in a page, in a layered structure. The ones that is inside the other one are going to be inside them in this. So you can easily come and select any of them. And notice if I should select this one on this page here, it's going to be highlighted here. So you can see everything you have in a page on this layer section. Notice if I go back to the home page, look at the layer section has only this frame because it is only this frame that I have added. So each page will have its own different items, and then those items will be on the layer section, right? So basically that is what the left panel is all about. Now we have the right panel, which is where most of the work will happen. On that right panel you have the design. Okay, this tab here is in case you have a lot of people that are working on the same application, right? So you see all of them listed here, but I mean they are working on this for this same particular project. Sorry, you see all of them listed here, but for now it's just me, so that's why I'm the only person there, right? So and then here, don't worry about here, it's when we want to go into prototype and start using this place. Same with this share. So and then this prototype, so just as the name implies, don't worry about that. Now we just focus on design because we're still learning how to design. And this is just the how to, so you can easily just do this by holding control button. If you are using mouse, I prefer to use mouse to work. So you hold control button and then you roll that mouse. I don't know what it's called, the ball or something. I've forgotten the name. Or I don't even know if I've ever known the name. Of course I've known the name, I've forgotten. So you just roll it up to zoom in, then you roll it down to zoom out. And then you can also press control and the plus button on your keyboard to zoom in and zoom out. At the same time, you can also, I think there is a zoom. We'll look at this properties now, but let me just quickly. I'm sure there is a zoom tool here. What? There should be a zoom tool here. Well, maybe they removed it because there should be a zoom tool here. Or maybe they removed it because they already gave us a lot of options to zoom. They already gave us a lot of options to zoom, which is you have this one, you come and you select, right? You have all these ones. Then you still have control plus and control minus, and then you still have control and row with your mouse, right? So you have three options. So this is what this is for, right? And then we have, because we selected our base canvas. Now look at it, it's called page here. You can change the color of the page. I just did that before. If I set it to red, it's going to be red. So how to do it is to click on this yellow dot, that dot there, whichever color the page was having or is currently having is what will be here. So you click on it and then you select. Please, if you are not catching up, we just quickly indicate on the comment section so I explain better. So you select the color you want. Obviously me, I want this dark. You can want it to be white. A lot of designers like it to be white. Me, I prefer it to be this dark. And how opaque you want it to be, like you either want it to be transparent or you want it to be opaque. So now it is 100% not transparent. That means it is 100% opaque. If I set it to 50%, we won't really notice the difference because it is the base canvas. So let me not really explain it with this. We'll learn about it on other elements. So now on this properties panel, on the properties panel, when I click on a particular element, now I want to click on this frame 1. If I click on the frame 1, look at the items on the properties panel has increased. Right now, all these items are the current properties of this particular frame or this particular frame. Now, how do I know? The position of this frame on the horizontal axis of this particular canvas is 28. If I move it, be looking at this position, is 28 here. If I move it to the left, Look at it, it is changing. If I move it to the right, it is changing. So this particular frame, the properties that is appearing on this properties panel on the right here is the current property of this particular frame. I can as well decide to manually, let's say, give it a value of 100 to the horizontal. It's going to move it to the right. Look at it, let's move it to the right. So I can then, for the vertical axis, I can decide to give it maybe a position of 50 to move it up. Okay, down, yeah, down is positive, but up is negative. Is that how it is? Oh, maybe I forgot. I think in math back then. But I never use this way. I always move it this way. So probably maybe that's why I've not noticed. And you will realize that when you start designing, you always move it this way. Maybe that's why I didn't notice this. So, but this is just for the positioning. This is for the rotation. You know, you want to rotate it 50%. We all know, is it degree? Yeah, 50 degree, not percent. 50 degree, 100 degree. We know that complete rotation is 360. So we can as well apply the same principle here. Let's say we want to rotate it to 90 degrees. I mean, through an angle of 90 degrees. If you enter 90 degrees, you're going to rotate it totally to the angle of 90 degrees, right? And then you can, decide to rotate to 180. That means totally inverting it. You can decide to rotate to an angle of 45 degrees as well. So you can decide to rotate to an angle of 45 degrees, right? So, but let me just bring it back to 0. And then you have this flip horizontal. Won't really notice. Well, let me see if I can get us to notice. So this flip horizontal, while we are working, we're going to be using all this, so you better learn it there, right? You will learn it better there. So this flip horizontal is just to flip the current item horizontally, like flip it, as the name implies, just turn it, like flip it. So, but let me explain it visually. Look at this item now. You have this square to the left of this frame. If I click the frame and flip it horizontally, look at it has flipped to the other side. The square is to the right now. If I flip it horizontally again, no, I'm flipping the square. If I select the frame, flip it, and then let us check flipping vertically. Look at the square is at the top now. If I select the frame and flip it vertically, look at it has come down. So this is just flipping horizontally and vertically. So this now, that same rotation we are doing here, and we're entering the value manually. With this now, you can just rotate it through 90 degrees at once. 90 again, 90 again, 90 again. So as we are designing, we'll be using some of these features more often, some will not be using more often. Like this rotation, I don't know if I've ever used it before. Right, so this is for the width and the height. You can decide to increase it like this. Look at the height is increasing here. Then you can decide to manually set it. Let me set it maybe 230. Look at it has increased. Okay, let me set it to a value you can notice, maybe 50. Look at it has reduced. So you can decide to manually set it. You can decide to drag it this way. Same thing with the width. You can decide to manually set it and decide to drag it this way. So, and then this clip content. Let me quickly explain this clip content. Look at now, if I drag it and it is going, or I would say it is entering. I don't know how to say it. Sure. I'm not the best in English. I'm a technical guy. I'm not the best in English. So let's say you drag it, and I don't know how to put it, but you can see it. You can see it. So with this now, you can see that the square is the frame. The square is supposed to be inside the frame, but the frame has gone, I would say, into the square also. The square is now displaying outside. But if you don't want that to happen, sometimes there are some designs you are creating. You want maybe a particular effect that, let me try to make this totally round. Where is it? Yeah. So maybe you want to create this effect where something is, appearing from the top. But you don't want to show everything like this. You just want to create it appearing from the top, right? I'll show you that's appearing from the top, right? Now, if you notice, it is still showing outside, and that's not what we want. So you can as well select this frame. You can as well select the frame, click on the clip content and you see that it has clipped off every content. Just give me a second. So sorry for that delay. Sorry for the delay. So as I was saying, you can now that clip content. Now with that clip content, we're able to create a system. So we're going to be using that clip content while we are designing. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry for my internet just went totally dark. I had to try to restart. The my file. So that's what the clip content is about. So let's continue. This appearance is to make it that transparent and opacity I was talking about. If I want it to be totally transparent, I put it set to 0. It's going to be totally transparent, and every component inside it, because I selected the entire frame, so everything inside is going to be affected, right? Now maybe I want to give it an opacity of 50%. It's going to be 50% transparent and 50% opaque, right? So for this, we need it to be 100. So we can just play when we start designing, because that's it. Before, if you notice before, this what's it called? This particular element here is square, but I had to make it round because of that effect I wanted to create. Now, how did I do that? Is what we want to look at here. Look at on this, after this appearance, you have that it's called corner radius. So you can give it any value you want. Let me give it a value of 10 or 20 so that we can easily see the effect. Look at this frame. It's no longer, the sides are no longer square, the sides are curved. So that particular property is called corner radius. So while we are working, we use it to create so many effects. Now, the frame is white. We can change the color of the frame. So you can set the color from here. Look at now, because the frame is white, this particular small box here is white. Or you can click on it, and let's say we want to set this frame to red. Look at the box is now red. So it's called fill. So it's called fill. You can add fill to the particular element. This other container here, the rectangle, if you look at it, it's hash. You can decide to set that one to yellow. Man, the network just totally went off. I was trying to rectify it. See, the class already fast spent, and I think I'll just wrap it up for today, and then hopefully we'll pray, because this one is totally beyond my control. So we'll pray that it doesn't happen this way before Sunday. Our next class is Sunday. But please, before that Sunday, we all should go through at least what we have done today. If we can get to this point, I know that I can start explaining from this point. We have gone very far. I can start explaining from this point on Sunday. We will really cover so much that Sunday. Please. Thank you very much for joining this class. I hope we really learned from whatever we were able to do today. Have a very good night, everyone. I'll be ending this stream now.